Alright, Jordan here again with Dad's Smart Pro, video number 3 on flushing the hot water heater. So we talked to you about the basics of flushing your hot water heater, the safety precautions to take, etc. On this video we're going to talk to you about getting more sediment out and changing out your valve at the bottom of the hot water heater. Now the valves that they come with are just cheap plastic ones, you know, and then the opening has to kind of go up and down on a lot of these, and so a lot of the sediment gets stuck in transition from trying to exit the valve. So we're going to show you is to put on a different type of valve. You can use any valve you want, but try to keep it as straight as possible and as big an opening as possible to get as much sediment out as you can. Now when it comes to getting sediment out, you're not going to get all the sediment out of this tank by just flushing it. You're just not. A lot of it's going to sit at the bottom of the tank, and that's what we're going to show you is how to get some of that out. When you go to change this valve out, it's probably a good idea to get maybe a small little wire or hook or something that you can kind of coax and scrape out some of this sediment. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you a little bit closer on how to change out this valve, and then we'll take out some of the sediment. So let me bring you down here a little closer. All right. All right, so here's our valve right here. This is just the plastic one it comes with. You'll want a crescent wrench to take this off. So just line it up to, you know, where you need it. Sometimes what you need to do is sometimes you can't grab a hold of the other side of these with just a crescent wrench, so you can take some channel locks like this and to help kind of move it to get to where you need to with the crescent wrench. So I'm just gonna move it up a little bit like that, and then crescent wrench on there and go the rest of the way. Once you've got it loose enough, you can go ahead and just take it with your hand and twist it out. Now, don't twist it out all the way because there might be some residual water that wants to come squirting out. That's why I have a towel here and a cup here to catch some of this water. Now, what you're going to want to do first is take this little plate off. With that out of the way, your little leads for your light here, your igniter, go ahead and unplug those or any other wires that you have right here and get those out of the way. Get these off so that we don't get them wet. There we go. This is like a plier to get onto it. There you go. Get those off and out of the way. Okay, that way you can put your cup right up underneath here like that, just in case. Okay, so we're going to take this out. All right, here comes some water, just a little bit, just dripping out. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but I'll give you a close-up here. So, what I've learned is that you look at this guy and you got to come in here and go up with it and then back down to get out. If you look inside of this, sediment gets trapped down in that little hole or right there. This kind right here that we're going to put on just goes straight in and straight down. It's got a little ball valve on it. Ball valves are going to be one of the better types of valves you can get for this. So I bought this one at Ace. You can buy them at Home Depot, Lowe's. This is just a 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch, and you want to be able to get an end that you can put your hose onto, and this 1/2 inch end to be able to thread in to your hot water heater. Now, here's the scary part. Even though you're flushing this, I think we've got enough of that water. I'll just drip a little bit here. If you look inside here, I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell or not, but if you look inside here, you will find, let's see if I can get light on it a little bit, that there is a whole ton of sediment just backed up in there. See that? It's like a mound of sediment. You're not going to get all that out by just flushing. Now when you do flush, what you can do is, as you're flushing, you can pump the water a little bit off and on. You can take this and just, when it's a little bit empty, you know, you got a little bit of water, and you can move it right here, like up and down. Just kind of bounce it a little bit to kind of break some of that sediment loose. But what I have found is that doesn't work as good as if you were to just take something like, say, like this. It's got a little hook on the end, like this. And you gotta be careful not to grab the sensor in there or the anode rod, but what we're gonna do is just gonna stick it in there, not too far, just at the edge there, and we're gonna scrape out some of the sediment. You'd be surprised how much sediment you'll get out just doing this. So I'm just gonna, see, I've already got some. I didn't even try, and I've got sediment all over this. And it's coming right down into that cup. There, I can just feel in there's a mound of sediment. So when you're flushing your hot water heater and you're checking to see how much you're getting out, you're thinking, oh yeah, I'm getting a little bit out, but you know, I'm just getting a little bit, so I should be good, right? No. There is a lot more sediment in here than you think. When you're flushing your hot water heater, don't just assume that you're getting all the sediment out of this hot water heater. See that? Just by putting my hook in there. I'll grab some and I'll just show you how much I'm really getting out before it drops. You see that? See all that sediment on there? That's a lot of sediment just to put my hook in there and get it to come out. So you're not taking all of the sediment out as you're flushing this. What you're doing is, when you flush your hot water heater, you're just trying to keep it at bay. You're trying to keep it so that it's not filling up too fast. It's still gonna fill up. It's still gonna have sediment at the bottom. But if you wanna do this, you know, every once in a while, maybe once a year, maybe twice a year, it's up to you. Come in here and you just take your little hook and you just kind of pull it out. You are gonna get more sediment out scraping it like this than you are gonna get it out by flushing it. I'll just be straight honest with you. Now, no one wants to keep doing this all the time, right? But at least by doing a little bit of this, you can get a nice chunk of that sediment out and break some of that sediment up so that when you do go to flush, a lot more is gonna come out, okay? Now, we can be here for hours trying to scrape all of this out, right? But what we're just doing is we're breaking it up, we're taking as much out as we can, right? And I just wanted to show you how much you're gonna be able to get out just by doing this. So when you go to change this head out, if you do, this, sorry, not this head, this ball valve, this valve, be sure to come in here and get as much of this sediment out as you can. Because you're down here already, you're already taking off the valve.